I've never been able to, for the life of me, get into Kanye West's music. The guy is an egotistical douchebag, and so many people are like, but he's a musical genius. He's one of the greatest artists to ever come out in modern times. And I have some friends who share this same sentiment, and they look at me like I'm a fucking alien when I say, I've never been able to really get into Kanye West music. I've listened to some of his albums, the more highly praised albums too, and I just never been able to get into his music because, well, like I said, the guy's an egotistical douchebag, and that really does seep into his music. A lot of his songs are him jacking his own ego off and him rapping about how he's so amazing. Like, when your music is pretty much just an ego trip, I just can't get into it whatsoever. And look, I'm fine with music artists who are more egotistical. So many fucking great music artists are egotistical. It's like one of those stereotypes that come with being a music artist. Like, my favorite band ever is Pink Floyd, and my favorite Pink Floyd album is Animals, and another one of my favorite Pink Floyd albums is The Wall. And especially during that time, Roger Waters was a arrogant, egotistical douchebag. But I still love those albums because those are genuinely good albums. So I can tolerate music artists who are more on the more egotistical side, but Kanye, I just can't fucking stand him, dude. And it seems like as time goes on, Kanye just seems to be getting worse and worse. Usually as people age, they kind of start to calm down with the egotism and the douchebaggery in general, but not in Kanye's case. He just seems to be continuing to double down on this, and he recently made a very lame gospel album, and yes, I listened to it. It pretty much boils down to, I'm saved. I am now this devout Christian. Isn't it so amazing that I've now accepted God into my life and I'm now a changed man? Supposedly a changed man, at least. And I'll get more into that later. But first, let's look at an article. Kanye West considered quitting rap because it's the devil's music. Kanye West almost turned his back on rap. Yeah, I would have been so weeping if Kanye decided to quit music altogether. The rapper's pastor, Adam Tyson, recently spoke with Christian-based media outlet Apologia Studios about Kanye's religious rebirth and how it's affected his music. Kanye started visiting our church back in mid-May, said Tyson, who is the senior pastor at Placerita Bible Church in Newhall, California. After showing up to service a few times, he requested to speak with Tyson. Kanye said, "About 5 weeks ago, I got radically saved," shared the pastor. "He just started telling me a little about his testimony." So yeah, Kanye, if you really consider rap to be the devil's music now, quote unquote, how about you give back everything you've made off of all of your rap albums that you've made over the years? All the millions and millions you've made off of making supposedly what is the devil's music. Your fucking net worth. I'm not entirely sure what Kanye's net worth is, but it's probably in the hundreds of millions, right? Or maybe he's even worth a fucking billion. I don't know. But yeah, you've totally made a lot off of making the devil's music, supposedly. So how about you give all of that money to a charity or something, or any kind of cause or organization of the sort that could use all of that money to benefit humanity in a significant kind of way, if you're that devoted to being a better and changed man, supposedly. But you won't do that, will you? And also, plus, you're fucking married to Kim Kardashian. She's part of a family that's famous for pretty much just sitting on their asses and getting millions and millions because their father was a famous lawyer, who also helped cover up a murder, by the way, but let's not get into that here. So yeah, Kanye, if you really do truly not like rap anymore, and you think it's the devil's music, and you are a huge figure in the genre that is supposedly devil's music, do what I said, if you really are that dedicated. But yeah, that ended up being a crock of shit. Kanye told Tyson that he turned to Christianity after feeling the weight of sin from fame and the music industry. The guilt of sin brought him down low, he said. He would say the devil basically brought him to a place where he felt he was in bondage to his sin, so he said, "I got delivered." At one point, he even considered giving up rap altogether. Oh noes. One time he told me that he wasn't going to rap, Tyson revealed. I said, "Why not?" He said, "Well, that's the devil's music." I said, "Hey man, rap is a genre. You can rap for God." I think he was already thinking about it a little bit, but I just definitely said, "Hey bro, I think you need to use your talents that God's given you and use that platform for God. Yee." ultimately decided not to abandon his craft, but use it as a vehicle to spread his beliefs. He continues to host his gospel-themed Sunday service performances, which made a recent stop in Jamaica. The religious-themed album Jesus is King is reportedly now due October 25th. It is shit, trust me. While a film of the same name arrives in IMAX theaters the same day, which is probably shit, but I've never seen it, and I don't intend on seeing that. So at first, Kanye was like, man, rap is so sinful and evil, I'm not going to contribute to this shit anymore, I'm quitting rap altogether, which I would have definitely preferred, but I definitely think Kanye is a bit disingenuous when it comes to this. Let's see, for the past year, well, over a year, I should say, he's been sporting MAGA caps, he's outed himself as a big Trump supporter, he was for abolishing the 13th Amendment and said slavery is a choice, and yes, I know he kind of backpedaled from that, but that's exactly what he did, backpedaled. I don't think he actually takes back what he said at all. I think it's just full of shit when he said, "Oh, I don't wanna bring back slavery. I don't think slavery is a choice. Don't think that whatsoever." No, dude, you backpedaled. I'm sorry, my mind is set on that. But anyways, he is so popular with these fucking white conservative middle-aged boomers now, and he made this album and he's making these statements that rap is evil and sinful just to appease that crowd. And he made it seem like he's quitting rap because he just wants to wow that crowd of people and make them be like, oh wow, Kanye West is really the real deal, isn't he? Because he decided to almost abandon what made him famous so he can continue to follow God and preach about how he's saved and all that fucking stupid bullshit. And then he was like, oh wait, I can make a lot of money off of these people by making stupid gospel albums, and I'm going to do just that, and that is exactly what Jesus is King is. It's just trying to siphon money and listens off of these kind of people, because this is Kanye's audience now. The audience that loved Kanye's older material, they, for the most part, they don't even fucking like Jesus is King. They thought it was fucking awful, because it's really not for them. It's for the fucking new conservative white boomer audience that he has now. You know, the people in this country who are typically the most religious and bigoted. But anyways, this album is just pandering to that kind of audience, and this is Kanye's new audience now, and he's embracing it with full open arms. He's loving all this fucking attention and love from those kind of people, and you know what? Good for him. Whatever. If he wants to continue making lame rap gospel garbage, then whatever. I'm sure these same people who love his fucking stupid political takes and how he's supposedly saved and follows God now, they're gonna continue listening to this shit and, think Kanye is this great, moral, upstanding, religious guy, and he's completely on their side, and he is one of them. And it's kind of hilarious, too, that these are the same people who are like, oh man, celebrities should just stay the fuck out of politics. I hate it when these loony, lefty celebrities state their political opinions. Oh, how dare they? But when someone like Kanye comes out in support of Trump and a lot of their bigoted ideologies, they're like, oh my god, a celebrity is speaking the truth. We love them so much. Let's support everything they do because they are so right and they're on our side. So yeah, whenever a celebrity spouts out their more progressive views on politics and the world in general, you hate that. You want them to shut the fuck up. But when a celebrity comes out as conservative, oh, they're fucking great and they should continue to speak their mind because you agree with them. Nice double standards you have there, buddy. But to wrap up, is Kanye West really a devout Christian now and is a huge follower of God and a huge God dick sucker? Probably, maybe. I have no doubts that Kanye really did turn to God and is now a devout Christian now, but I just don't buy the whole rap is satanic and evil and I considered quitting rap once because it is so satanic and evil. No, I don't buy that whatsoever. I think that is just to build credibility with his new audience and make sure that he maintains the trust of that audience because he wanted to shock and wow them and make them think he was actually going to abandon what made him famous and a billionaire, basically. All because he's now found God and Jesus and all of that bullshit. But anyways, Kanye West as a person sucks. His new album especially sucks. His older music was never really all that spectacular, to be honest. And all in all, he is now a dumbass right-wing Christian fanatic who now panders to those exact kind of people. That's all I have to say. Bye-bye.